Starship Captains is a worker placement, open drafting, and set collection space game released in 2022 and designed by Peter B. Hofgaard, with art by the following talented folks. The goal is to be the best darn captain in the entire cooperative. Earn points from completed missions, diplomatic relations, and upgrading your ship and your crew. To set up, place the main board in the middle of the table. Place the 3 faction tracks with a random side up and the central tech board nearby. Add the noted player components to the round track and a random triangle tile to each marked space on the board. Shuffle the mission cards, alpha, beta techs, and omega tech decks separately, and add 5 alpha and 3 omega tech cards to the central tech board, skipping any beta cards for later. Replace the mission tiles with face-up mission cards, and add a random faction event card to the corresponding faction boards. The Tin Can faction gets a random face-up alpha tech card with its event. Place a random face-up pirate ship token on each marked route. Each player chooses an available color and takes the corresponding ship board and ship figure, along with a tech slot board, 7 damage tokens, 1 metal token, and 7 crew members. 1 of each crew color go in the Q track, red then yellow then blue, and 1 of each color along with a cadet go to the ready room. The damage tokens are placed in the marked spaces between the ship's cargo hold and the tech slot board. Their ship figure starts at the home station. Place the artifacts, pirates, metals, damage tokens, androids, and crew members in reach of all players. Starting player is chosen randomly and takes the starting player marker. In Starship Captains, players are interns aboard a naval vessel in the late 1700s. Nah, I think you know exactly who you are. Having been recently promoted and given your own ship and crew, you are determined to leave your mark on the galaxy. You're not wearing a red shirt, are you? The game is played over 4 rounds, which are each broken down into a varying number of player turns. On a player's turn, they pick from one of the following options: activate a room on their ship, complete a mission, or pass. Activating a room will move a crew member from the ready room to another room in the ship to complete its task. At first, there are only 4 rooms available, but more can be added via tech cards. Those starting rooms are helm, move the ship, weapons, fight pirates, science, add tech, and repair, remove damage. The colors of the rooms require a matching crew member, except the gray rooms, which can be activated by anyone. Once their task is complete, they move to the back of the queue. Rooms can also be activated by discarding a pair of artifacts that share the matching color. To complete missions, their ship figure must be at the planet for that mission, and 1 crew member from the ready room is assigned to each row of the mission. The crew assigned do not have to match the row color, but if they do, then the reward shown can be gained. Once the mission is completed, the card is collected for endgame points, and the assigned crew is moved into the queue from top to bottom. Androids are a unique resource that count for any crew color, cannot be assigned to rooms, and are dismissed immediately after being used to complete a mission. Some of the mission rewards gained are artifacts, tech cards, progress in the faction tracks, androids, and medals. Medals can be spent at the start of a player's turn to promote crew in the ready room. Ensigns and cadets can be trained to a different crew color, and ensigns can be promoted to commanders. Commanders are used the same as ensigns, except they basically activate twice in a turn, either claiming a room or mission reward twice, or claiming it once and sending an ensign matching their color from the queue directly to the ready room. Completed missions are replaced with the highest non-flipped countdown number, and once the countdown completes, a pirate uprising occurs, adding more tokens to the board. If a player passes on their turn, they are done for the round, and once all players have passed, the round ends, and each ready room is filled with all except for the last 3 crew members in the queue, and the new stuff from the round track is gained. Then the starting player marker is passed left, and the game continues. At the end of the 4th round, the game ends, and players gain points from their completed missions, positions on the faction tracks, obtained omega tech cards, and commanders, androids, pirates, metals, and artifacts on their ship, losing a point for each remaining damage. The player with the most points wins, and the rules state they should give a speech commending the other captains, but try not to sound condescending, even though you are the best captain in the fleet. I don't participate in the wars versus Trek debate. For me, they both hold a place of importance in my adolescence and formative ideals. I've talked about Star Wars a little already, so let me say this about Star Trek. It portrays a utopian future in which people don't go hungry or persecute each other for beliefs, skin color, or simply being who they are. Diversity, inclusivity, progress, knowledge, kindness, patience. These are virtues that are held tight by the best characters across that series, both shows and movies. They celebrate intelligence and compassion, and denigrate cruelty and injustice. It could be argued that one main draw of existing in that rhapsodic version of the 24th century, TNG was always my favorite, is that of its technology. What gamer geek nerd wouldn't love to spend an unhealthy amount of time in the holodeck, inserting themselves into their favorite movies and video games? And the food replicator? Forget about it. But, in actuality, for me, I would love to live in a world where benevolence reigns, and most conflicts can be resolved through grace and intellect. Well, only another 350 years to go. Until then, I'm always game.